Yeah, we are live.
Yo,
Hey,
yo,
hey,
yo.
what's going on, good people? Welcome to another Wednesday. Got your
Happy
host,
hump
Coach
day.
Burkett. Yes, co-host, Coach Jimmy. And we're gonna give people a couple minutes to fall in here.
Yes, sir.
Send out these updates. We are an hour later than normal, guys. Some stuff came up and we had to, you know, do what we had to do. But nonetheless, we are here and we are live. So
That's right.
make sure if you tuning in, I see people who got some viewers tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, and also share this with five people, at least five people,
At least five. Because
at least
somebody needs to
five,
hear, especially today's topic, guys, because,
straight up.
a lot of talk about the economy and recession. And what's going to
Yes,
be huge is debt reduction, but also getting access to funding. And you can't get the
absolutely.
funding if the credit ain't right. So we want to make sure that, we got our debt to income ratio nice and low. And then we got a nice score that we could work with. And then we got banks saying, hey, here's 10 grand, 20 grand, 100 grand, because cash is good, but you can definitely it's easier to get access to big money than it is to save $100,000. Much easier to get access to a line of credit of 100 grand than you're going to put 100 grand in your bank account. So we definitely
That's
going to drop
real.
some gems on you today so we can make that happen for you guys, because that's what we want. We want to empower your financial success.
For sure, for sure. Well said, Jimmy. Well said. Absolutely, guys. I think this is a really big topic. We're doing debt reduction and credit repair. Um, I, I don't think one is more important than the other. I think they both kind of go hand in hand. Also, with I think debt reduction, we just not realistic with ourselves. I think, particularly in our community, we are embarrassed. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Because we like, hey, I don't make a lot, and I'm telling you guys, wealth is not about what you make. It's really not. Don't get me wrong. That's important. It's nice to make more, but it's all about having that strategy of being intentional about what you keep, right?
Yes.
Because if we making $100,000 a year, but our expenses are exceeding $100,000 a year, would you label that as a rich person? Or even if the expenses are at 90,000, 80,000, right? Now you at 10, 20,000 cash flow, 10, 20% cash flow. And I don't know, guys. That's why we late today, because we from the state where shit happens.
Yeah,
So we definitely got to
exactly.
have a shit happens fun. But man, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Guys, let us know where you checking in from. Appreciate everybody. I see we starting to get the viewers up. Definitely appreciate you guys staying up little later for us tonight. We promise you to bring you the gems, bring you something special. We got
Absolutely.
comments already saying no, absolutely, that's right. No, that's not a rich person, right? So you can say somebody who makes 40,000 a year, right? But their expenses are only 10 to 15,000 a year, so they're bringing 25,000, which is over 50% of their income.
I like to
Man,
share a
that's a
story.
you know what I'm saying?
Funny we're talking about that. So
Pennsylvania, shout out to Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania,
PA.
that's what's up. What's up?
Man, hey Jalen Hurts, man, y'all got a winner there. I got a
He is.
winner
He's a
there.
dog.
Yeah.
I
All right,
want
we
the
got
Bears to get him.
Texas in the house. Shout out to
Texas. I love me some
Texas.
Texas. I'm gonna move to
Absolutely.
Texas one day.
Yeah, I was just talking to my mom, man. She talking about getting a house down there. So Texas in the building. Shout out to Texas. For sure. My bad, Jimmy. I didn't mean to cut you off, good
No,
brother.
you're good.
Please
We got
continue.
people representing. So, you talk about what you keep, and I remember when I first got into personal training, and anybody who's personal training before knows when you first get in the industry, you don't make anything. Like literally, you
Mm,
may make more money working full time at McDonald's, to be honest with you, right? Because you're building
mm,
your clientele. Nobody knows about you yet. So when I first started training, I was only bringing in about 25 grand a year, which that ain't shit, right? That's nothing,
yeah.
right?
That's plenty.
However, my daughter wasn't born yet. I lived by myself. I promise you guys, I lived off less than $1,000 a month, and that's rent, utilities, and food.
Mm,
So I was stacking whole paychecks because my cost of living was so low. So even though I didn't bring in a whole lot of income,
man, that's dope.
I could literally take a whole paycheck and just put it in the bank and not touch it because I didn't need it because my everything was covered. because I
Mhm.
was able to keep all my expenses down. So that's where you talk about, where debt reduction and how much you keep. Because on the flip side, now that I make more money, I have a child now. She's getting bigger. You know, her mom's. I got to support all that financially. That's all on my shoulders. Being the
Yeah.
provider,
Yeah.
it's almost like no matter how much I make, it ain't enough, right?
Brother, that
I make way
it's
more than what I did when I first started,
it's
right?
always almost like when you get a raise or you get a pay increase, or right, increasing your salary, you like, man, how was I living off something less than this before?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
For
Like, how
real.
the hell was I? So yeah, man. Got a couple more shout outs. Shout outs to
Ooh, NYC.
NYC,
Okay.
New York in the building, guys. Man, I love it. We all over the place today. Love it, love
Yeah,
it, love
yeah,
it.
yeah. This is dope.
See how I have to do today with the price. Oh, for sure, no doubt
Ooh,
about it. Yeah, shit, $1,000 a month.
man, I was just on a webinar and they were talking about how high rent is now.
Yeah,
They were talking about like people in foreclosures and like ways they can try to save their house. Because honestly, like we live in a time now where like it's actually better for you to try to save the house because rent is so high. Like it's not even in your best interest to try to sell it and quote unquote downsize to like
yeah,
renting, because renting it was probably double than what your current monthly payment is. And it was crazy when she broke it down. I was like, man, that's
yeah,
just kind of where we're at right now. So yeah, you're right.
yeah. One thing about real estate, man, it very rarely, if ever, goes down. It's gonna go up. Remember that about real estate. All right. So we definitely. So, guys, what we want to talk about, and we want to get into this here. Let's start with some debt reduction strategies, right? And this is big. The first one, I think, it's broad, but it's narrow at the same time. And what I mean is budget. We have to budget. Now,
Fact.
budgeting is in my opinion, is a factor of a couple components, right? You don't just say, okay, I'm gonna budget for the rent this month. No, you first need to track, right,
Yep.
to be able to create and come up with a budget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we track by being honest with ourselves. We talked about that in the previous episode, so please go and check that out. Talk about setting healthy boundaries with others, but we have to track that, right? So once we track that, now we know what's going out. Now we know, and I'm telling you, I'm a visual learner. So once I see it, now I know exactly why I could kind of trim the fat. I know, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily need this Amazon Prime for $6 a month, because
Right.
the where I'm at now, I'm gonna get that shit in 2 days regardless.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So boom, cut that down, right? Do I need Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus, and Stars? Probably not. Okay, I get it. You like BMF, you like the powers. So be strategic with it. Get those in, subscriptions in those particular months,
Right.
right? I mean, let's and typically, normally, almost always, they're running some type of promotion for it, where it's like
Facts.
$1 for the next 3 months, eight
Right.
dollars for the next year, or something.
True.
I mean, you just guys, we have to be intentional with what we do, right? So that's one thing. You know, also I want to throw this out there too. And Jimmy, I'm gonna definitely let you touch on the topic. I don't mean to, hog the stage here, but it's just important for me, man, with credit, right? Because a lot of people, we're gonna pay our credit cards down. We're gonna pay our credit cards down.
Yeah.
Great, great, that's awesome. But we have to be intentional. Again, I'm gonna use that word a lot, and what I mean by being intentional is don't pay the minimum balance. If
Mm.
guys do the math, if you pay the minimum balance off on credit cards, let's just say you got $1,000 limit, $1,500. It'll take you like 10 years paying the minimum of $20 to $36, because the
Facts.
majority of that is interest,
Yep.
right? Look at the breakdown of the bill. It's interest. They're going to get their interest first.
Yep.
Okay. And then they're going to send that and put that towards your principal, which is your total balance. Okay. So, man, that's a big thing I'm seeing, as we help more people, Jimmy, particularly in this credit thing. Oh, I'm on time with my payments, so it look good. Yeah, but your debt and
Yeah.
utilization plays 30% of it, right? So
Mm,
we just have to be, more mindful and intentional in what we're doing. So
facts.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. That that's important. And if you don't understand credit, that's where you got to get help, guys. And there's a lot of people that think they know credit. Like for me, like I thought I
man,
knew, but there's so much to
we
the
never
game
gonna
that I
get it up.
don't know and didn't know that I'm learning, right now. And it's powerful, guys, when you have this knowledge. So I would say don't do it by yourself. Get you some help because there are ways you can improve your credit. You can get your credit up if you have the right strategy, right? And that's what we're here for.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well said. And so make sure we are doing more than the minimum balance. And in the second half of the show, we talk about credit repair, and I'll give some of those strategies of how we can pay those credit cards down where we don't not necessarily paying minimum payments across the board, and it's going to take us forever to pay these cards off, right? um
Absolutely.
and I think this the biggest thing is just being disciplined. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And we use that term a lot, but at the same time, I think we still need to use it more because being disciplined is so important because it keeps you regulated, right? It keeps you
yeah.
within those boundaries that you set for yourself to be able to achieve those goals. And I don't know about you guys, but whenever I achieve a goal, big, small, or in between, I get a sense of fulfillment, a sense of accomplishment, right, Jimmy?
Yeah.
And I just want to keep rolling. I want to keep going. I want to keep going, right? So make sure we setting ourselves up for success. Okay. Don't say, hey, I'm gonna pay all my credit cards off and you don't have a plan or you're not being intentional or you just can't afford to, right? Because let's be real, sometimes we still got to live, right? A lot of us got kids, a lot of us
Oh
got
yeah.
other things going on. You know what I mean? We got this the day to day of living, right? We got the month to month of bills coming. So we just have to make sure we are intentional in what we want to do. You know what I mean? So, and part of
Absolutely.
that, comes from being disciplined.
Yeah.
Just being disciplined.
Exactly.
Hold
Exactly.
on,
They
we got a
call
couple
financial
comments
discipline for
there.
a reason. Reason.
For sure. Facts. It's crazy how we live off less and have better life than yeah. Yeah. That's
I know,
real.
right?
That's real. The rent's too high.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
They
Agreed.
taxing for the rent now.
Agreed. Agreed. But see that's exactly why we do this, right? That's why we want to empower your financial future by giving you certain small strategies that you can change to kind of get ahead of the curve, right? And these are things that had I've been doing 10, 20, 30 years ago, I'll be in a lot better position financially today, right?
Facts.
So with that said, if I'm doing it, then guess what the kids and the people behind me gonna do? They're gonna mimic it. All right, right. So now they got that head start. They got that head start that you wish that I wish I had, and that's my mark, right? That's what's gonna make me a legend on this earth, right? Is that I set my family up to be successful. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir. That's what it's about. You know, because they're not gonna do what we say. They do what we do. Right. So we got
yeah,
to set the example. We got to be disciplined. We got to educate ourselves.
yeah,
I live in a pretty wealthy neighborhood, fortunately, and I see how they do it. I see how these families do it, right? And
man,
it's generational for a reason, right?
yeah,
These quote unquote trust fund babies, they not just getting stuff handed to them that they could just blow. They're getting they see how their parents did it. They're set up financially. They understand how credit works. They understand business. They understand these things, guys. And yeah, they were blessed with a better opportunity than most, right?
right,
Because what their parents set up, but we're in a position to do the same for our generation with all the access to information that we have now.
man. It's crazy. It's crazy. So say crazy how that was the response to the rent comment.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, I agree. Uh, Ebony Ferris. Hey, Ebony, shout out to Ebony. Ebony
Yo,
is
what's going on?
dope. She have great conversation. She's definitely into tripling her money and making her money work for her. Shout out to you with
Nice.
that. Facts, man. I wish Facebook told us who exactly we were talking to,
I know,
so
right?
I could address you by first name. So please don't take it away. It's just the way the technology is set up. But I agree. I agree. Appreciate that. Financial literacy is so needed in the community.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean,
It
it's
is.
over needed, right? Like, man, it's. But I don't want to. I don't want to get into my conspiracy theorist thing. So we're gonna leave that alone. But I definitely agree. We do need that in the community, and we need more of that, and more of that, and more of that. So for sure, for sure. Hey Ed,
Hey, hey, hey.
cool. All right, guys. So we've been on for about since that time. We're gonna take a quick break, and what I like to do on the break, I like to give all my viewers an opportunity to get something free, something we can help you with. Right? We offer free
Mhm.
courses. Last week we did the free mobile home course along with the free wellness course with Jimmy. I do have a couple people. I did see the emails today. I saw a couple that came late. It's all good. I got you. Just give us some time, and we will get that out to you.
Absolutely.
So with that said, let's come here and go to birdcatfirstclass.com, fill out the information, and type save money, and we will give you that. Also, guys, I don't have it on the screen, but if you are interested in getting a free credit report, go to secondchance.credit.
Mm.
Okay, fill out the information, set up an appointment. We'll have one of our agents give you a call. More than likely, you get a call with myself or Jimmy, and we get you going, right? We get you going. So, guys, you can go to birdcatfirstclass.com, type in information, put save money for the free courses, and or you can go to secondchance.credit, fill out the information, and set up for a free consultation, as well as get a free copy of your credit report. Um, Official credit report, not Credit Karma, nothing like that. Nothing against Credit Karma, but those scores are not accurate.
Mm.
So we don't use those. We want to use something that's more accurate and gives a better, you know, showing of what exactly our credit
Yeah.
score is. So
There we go.
yes, yes. So for the last time, guys, birdcatfirstclass.com, get the free courses. My people who's sent the request through, I got you. Bear with me. um, as well as if you want the consultation for the credit, second chance credit. We got you guys. We helping the people all day, every day. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're gonna get right back to it, Jimmy. All right. So just to recap a little bit, guys, I see we got some more people jumping in. Please make sure y'all chime in the comments. Please join us. This is not a podcast where me and Jimmy talk to each other. We are talking to you, want to help you. If you got a question that you want to answer or something that family member or somebody, you know, share this video, go to our channel, subscribe, reach out to us, guys. We are accessible. But just to recap, we talked about some debt reduction strategies, right? Like budgeting, tracking, being disciplined, right? That's big. Being disciplined, knowing how to set yourself up for success, right? Knowing yourself and being honest about stuff like that. And the second part of the show, we're gonna talk about credit repair.
Mm.
Guys,
Huge.
I don't know, man. If y'all like me with credit, and Jimmy can attest to this, man. Before a couple years ago, credit used to scare the shit out of me, man. Just because it was just the way I was taught, just the way we would came up like, hey,
Mhm.
credit is debt. Debt is bad.
Facts.
Don't
We were
go in
taught.
debt, right? Don't use credit.
Yep.
What we do, mess up our credit, go in debt for shit that doesn't matter, right? We didn't understand or we wasn't taught that it's a such thing as such thing as I don't know, I apologize to myself or whatever. Such thing as good debt and a such thing as bad debt, right? So we have to be able to decipher the difference first. So I'll put it like this: if I'm gonna be broke, I'd rather be broke invested than to be broke and dressed nice and looking nice or broke with a bunch of bills, right? So that is what I would classify as good debt, right? So if I'm going into debt to invest that money, to get a return on my investment, which means I get my initial investment back plus more. Okay. If that's my intention, if that's my goal, if that's what I'm doing, then that's what I'm doing. That is good debt. Okay. But if I'm going in debt to get a watch, or not even, I'm gonna say a watch, because sometimes a watch can be a good investment. But if I'm
Oh
going to get
yeah.
a bust down Rolex or something like that, that's not really the best decision I would make for to go in debt for. You know what I mean? Now I can get that bust down Rolex after my investments plural come back and start generating money without me having to do anything
Mm-hmm.
or do very little, right? Now I can go and splurge and get some stuff like that, but not starting out the gate. All right, so that's a lot of times how we mess up our credit. How I see people mess up their credit. Of course, the cars and just not paying your bills, just not doing the right thing. But guys, no matter where your credit is, no matter what type of credit you have, you can fix your credit. Again, you just have to be intentional with your actions. And the first thing I say do is you need to get a official copy of your credit report. And
Yes.
I'll say it again, not the Credit Karma crap, right? Don't get that. Go, you can get a free copy of your credit report from each bureau:
Mm-hmm.
Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. They'll give you a free copy. Now you got the copy. Okay, I like my free credit score now just because I can get them all and I can, kind of get a an assessment, a summary, and all that. But again, just the totally free route. Get that copy. Now you see what's on there. Guys, take notes. I hope you got your pen on this because I'm gonna give you some sauce real quick. Use the method to dispute called Metro 2. It's not factual dispute. Okay. It's called the Metro 2 method. What Metro 2 method does, it attacks every negative item on your credit report.
Mm.
I mean, I'm talking everything from your personal information, bankruptcies, judgments, collections, whatever the case may be. That Metro 2 method is so powerful. All right. And I'm going to give you some more sauce too. It's free.
Woo, free.
It's free. Guys,
Can't beat that.
you can't beat it. Metro 2. Metro 2 compliance. All right. It's the creditors, they set up the credit bureaus, I'm sorry, they set up their standard, right? They set up their standard and they have to comply. And the Metro 2, it talks to the system and it just, man, it's awesome. It's awesome. Look into it, guys. Totally free. And again, if you want my help, second chance credit, and that's what we do. We absolutely Metro 2 compliant. That's what we do. That's what we do. So guys, I hope y'all wrote that down.
Write it down,
Somebody's
right?
feeling me. Say, hey, no Metro 2 for the
For the
win.
win. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to you. Because Metro 2 is absolutely for the win. So and guys, with the credit, the first thing you want to do is make sure your personal information is updated, right? What you will
Yes.
see is a lot of times you'll see your name attached with a bunch of old addresses, a bunch of
Mm.
old employers. Um, you know, update all the information. Get the most recent and the most accurate information there. And I'll tell you some more times than not, you will see an increase in that score just from doing that. You'll see
Mm.
some stuff fall off just from doing that. Okay. So we have to, again, I don't want to beat the word to death, but just be intentional, Jimmy. Right? We just got to be intentional with what we
Yes,
do
sir.
and how we do it. So credit repair, guys, it's big, man. It's a game changer. It helped myself and Jimmy, our business. It helped us be able to expand and do more things, and get some more, not just I can say get more clients, but get more coaching, get more help, get more
Mhm.
resources, right? Because the majority of the time, the reason we don't have businesses is not because of lack of ideas or lack of drive. is lack of funding, right? We
Yeah,
don't know how to get the money, right?
exactly.
We just don't know how to get the bag. So we just got to be intentional about it, man. And I don't want to keep beating the dead horse, but it's so important. Reduce the debt, increase the credit score, and not so much as the credit score, but the credit profile.
Mm,
All right, because I've talked to people like, man, I got a 710, and my wife got a 660, but I got denied and she got approved.
mm,
She got a stronger profile. How long is your credit history? Right?
mm-hmm.
What's your debt? I'm not gonna say debt to income, but what's your credit utilization? Okay, you got any late payments? All those things play an important role. And if you do have something negative on it, or one of those things that's reporting bad, you have to address it. You have to be intentional about either getting it removed, right, or getting it reported correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because we got to hold these. Everybody got a job to do, and we all know we've been in business and in the workforce long enough to know everybody don't do their job.
Right.
And that go for these credit bureaus too. They don't do their job all the time. So we just got to make sure and hold them, to that standard. And a lot of times we can make some stuff go away. And if we knew we would get approved for loans, credit cards, lines of credit, things like that, we would apply more, right? You would be more adventurous with the mind. You would be more inclined to what's the we're looking for? Uh, take risk, right? So don't sleep on the credit repair, man. Don't sleep on it.
Absolutely. Should have, hop on this game real quick, especially for, they get hip to things and start, buckling down and make it harder
Yeah.
to, attack these disputes and, get the score raised up. So take advantage now, like while it's out there, while it's available, while you got free resources, right? While got access to us. Why wait? What are we waiting on? Right?
Yep.
So take advantage, guys. So, that's a part of being intentional, right? If you're being intentional, you're taking action, right? You're moving towards, your goal that you set for yourself. And I think everybody on here aspires to have some sort of financial goal where you're not going to do it saying, oh, well, I'll get to it eventually. Or,
Right.
oh, I'll get started when I do this or when I get this new job. Like, no, like what can you do right now? What's the smallest step that you can do right now that'll move you closer to your goal? And right now, he just gave you some gems. Get the credit report.
Right. You
Get the
guys, we
credit
gotta
report. Know what's on there. You may be shocked. Be like, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. This didn't even be on here.
right. Right. And I'm telling I've been there. We don't like to hear that no, that decline, that rejection. Nobody likes it.
No.
But we gotta start asking questions. Okay, why was I denied? Why was that decline? Or why was that I rejected? And
Yeah.
then they'll tell you, and then you can take that information and do what you need to do to make yourself uh what's we're looking for? Approval ready. Let's
There
go
we go.
approval ready. All right. So please, 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 guys, take advantage of that information, please. And if you want to know more, I'm gonna say this again. Secondchance.credit. Set up a call with Second Chance Consultant, and we got you guys. We get you right. Okay. And with that said, Jimmy, looks like we kind of running low on time. But guys, appreciate you guys checking in with us. Also, next week we are going to talk about optimal. I'm sorry, we're going to talk about creating a positive mindset for optimal performance. Okay,
Oh,
we're gonna. Yeah, you see, Jimmy got excited with
yeah.
that, man.
That's my
So
forte right
he said,
there.
"Whoa." Yeah, so that's we gonna get that. We got to keep the mind, body, and spirit going so we can empower our financial success. Okay,
Absolutely.
it's all about hitting on all cylinders so we can be the best us we can be. Okay, and we going today what we talked about reducing our debt, right, and increasing our credit profile and our credit strength. All right, make sure you guys tune in next week. All right, next week we're gonna be we plan on be 7:35 p.m. Okay, and we're gonna talk about um that mindset, positive mindset for
Mindset.
optimal performance. Okay, so guys, we appreciate you checking in with us and tuning in with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The most humblest thank you. Um, and that's all we got. Peace out from my co-host, Coach Jimmy. Me, your host, Coach Burkett. Have a great one.
Have a
Peace.
good one.